Did you know that there's a new ransomware group using SonicWall's zero-day vulnerability?
Hey, Chris, you have another interesting story about a new ransomware group which is actively exploiting SonicWall zero-day breach to breach basically networks and your devices. Could you elaborate on that? What is this new ransomware group? What its tactics? Any information would be helpful.
Yeah, basically a financially motivated threat actor group exploited a zero-day vulnerability bug in SonicWall SMA 100 Series VPN appliances, and they used it to deploy the new ransomware called FiveHands. So the vulnerability they exploited was CVE 2021-200016, and it was a SQL command vulnerability. So there wasn't proper SQL command neutralization on the service, and recommendations to fix that are to implement a WAF firewall or to also enable MFA, because the exploit allowed for unauthenticated access. But more into the threat actor group and the malware. So the group was labeled UNC 2447 by the Mandiant research group, and they discovered that the FiveHands ransomware was similar to the Hello Kitty and Death ransomware. And they found this by detecting that Hello Kitty was used more in late December 2020 and slowly kind of got out of phase in January 2021. And they noticed in January 2021 that the FiveHands ransomware was really picking up speed and being used more often. And the FiveHands ransomware has some added functionalities, such as it's using different encryption libraries and a memory-only dropper, as well as asynchronous requests. There's also the ability to encrypt files that are already open on your desktop before the older ransomwares were not able to close it and then encrypt it. So this is kind of like the stage 2 of this group's ransomware attack.
Yeah, that's interesting. Basically, they both are under this UNC 2447, right? Hello Kitty as well as the FiveHands. So FiveHands is kind of took away from Hello Kitty, and you're saying basically it has additional features like encryption, even the files folders are open, right? That's a really interesting feature. So. And also, are there any active exploitations happening at this time? Like you said, up to December, Hello Kitty was active, and since January, the new FiveHands ransomware took over there. Is it still going on? What's your take on that one?
Yes, so far as we know is that the ransomware is still being used in the wild. So it's a pretty popular ransomware, and Hello Kitty is still being used, just not as often. But there's still some instance where Hello Kitty is showed up.
So basically, there are multiple variants of the same threat group. Maybe sometimes they're using Hello Kitty, sometimes like a FiveHands. I mean, we have seen in the past also, a specific threat actor might have multiple variants of the same threat with different capabilities.
They're also using a newer Ragnar Locker ransomware too. So they're deploying a couple different flavors of probably the same ransomware affiliate code with little different tweaks in between each of them.
So because there are lots of, at least 3 variants of the ransomware families are involved, what would be the recommendations to the organizations to protect from a ransomware kind of attacks?
I guess to reference your story is, hopefully you don't have to pay the ransom, because not the most ethical group out there. But for this one, it would be to patch the SonicWall vulnerability. So if you have one of these SonicWall SMA 100 series VPN appliances, the recommendation is to, if you can, use a web application firewall. to prevent any SQL injection commands. And if that is not possible, at least enable multi-factor authentication on the device. So if the exploit is used with unauthenticated access, it would still get blocked by the MFA technology.
Okay. Yeah, thanks for those inputs. I just want to add, I mean, we always tell about any ransomware. The best defense would be like you're having defense in depth, as well as, like you said, be up to the mark with various patches and with respect to applications, not only SonicWall, any applications, products you use within the organization should be up to date. Besides that, it's always good to have good verified backups. I mean, that's the best defense in case of ransomware attacks, right? When you have a backup, you have at least some data to rely on it, quickly come up and basically run the show. So, yeah, I think emphasis should be not paying the ransomware, as well as investing on a defense in depth, as well as having the backups.
Yeah, I think you're right with the backups is a great idea to have, especially organizations with critical data like hospitals with critical health data of patients. They're pretty targeted by ransomware groups. So if they have a backup where they can to store their data in a separate location that's probably hopefully unaffected by a potential ransomware attack, that would be better for the hospital, the administrators, and all the patients.